It's fascinating from a trader's point of view because you get to have different data points as well. It makes it easier to be able to have something that's customizable and something that has a lot of the relevant data that would help you as a trader and as an investor to be able to navigate and weave through the markets. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to talk about tools that you can use for you to be able to trade and invest in the markets. Regardless if you're just starting out or if you have been in the markets for quite some time, I do believe that these tools can help you grow. But not just that, it's something that can align with your strategy so that you can use the market to take you closer, not just into profitability, and bring you closer to whatever goals that you have towards financial freedom. I want to talk about a online platform called DragonFi, a new technologically advanced broker in the Philippines that has all of those tools that ultimately you can use so that you can trade the markets with confidence. So if you guys are ready, let's go. Tool number one, you need to know more about the company that you are investing into. At the end of the day, when you start investing in the stock market, you're investing and buying companies. You're investing and buying businesses. And knowing more about what you're investing into will give you the confidence and conviction that you are investing into something that's solid, not just something that because you heard it from your neighbor, you heard it from your friend, you heard it that something that's talked about or something that's popular, and you start getting into it. Having the knowledge of what the company is will allow you to pick the good ones and separate them from the bad ones as well. That branch of analysis is what you call fundamental analysis. So let's try to analyze a company looking at the numbers. I'm using DragonFi right now to simulate also for you guys. Let's look at Ayala Corporation and how can DragonFi's tools help you analyze the company as well. So you can just scroll down, and as you can see right here, there's an overview tab as well. But what makes this very interesting is there's a financials tab that could give you a lot of insight already about the companies. And what I like about it also is that it shows it in graphical form. Of course, there's numbers there, but it's easy also for you to spot how things are. And what I normally look at is I look at its revenue, and it has a lot of the things that will allow you to form an opinion about the company. It has the revenue right here, the operating income, its EBITDA, the net income, the gross margin, its operating margin, the EBITDA margin, and also the net margin of the company. And also, what's interesting is as you start digging in, you can also look at it from a quarterly basis as well. So there's a lot of ways for you to be able to unpack this and analyze this as well. And if you look at it also for a quick snapshot also, it's very, very clear that, for example, Ayala Corp right here, their net income dropped in 2020. But as you can see from 2021 and 2022, it has somehow rebounded. And the way you could analyze it also is that Ayala Corp, as per its net income, they have not fully recovered and gone back to pre-COVID levels, or at least what they were earning prior to all of the lockdowns that happened. But what's interesting is also you can zoom in from a quarterly perspective and actually look at their net income for the first quarter of 2023 is already 2 billion pesos more than what they got from last year. It can help you also interject that what will they probably get on a quarterly basis. If they go with that trajectory from a quarterly basis, then they probably will go above 26 billion, which brings them closer already from the revenue or their net income from 2018. So that's how you could look at it, at least from a net income perspective. And that's why it is important also for you to know what you're investing into. And my suggestion is before you start buying companies, it allows you also to be able to look into the numbers, if they're actually earning, if they're profitable, and how they are as well. And you can go through it and look at the numbers so that you have a deeper conviction on the company as well. A lot of the things that I look at in ratios, they have it and it's in graphical form. I think that's what makes it very fascinating. It shows you the free cash flow in a graphical representation also from 2018 up until 2022. But not just that, it also shows you ROE, the return on equity. I like companies with an ROE above 10%. Then it also has its debt to equity ratio, which I do believe is very, very important because it allows you to see how leveraged the company is. But above and beyond that, they have two of my other ratios that I look at. It's current ratio and it's quick ratio, which gives you a perspective on how liquid the company is. So DragonFi gives you all of those data, and it allows you also to be able to simulate it, and it allows you also to do a deeper dive and research on the companies that you want as well. Tip number 2 is that you need to be informed and you need to know the latest developments on what's happening on companies that are listed in the markets, or in a way that at least you know what's happening in the companies that you are investing into. And what's interesting also is that DragonFi has that. It has all of the tabs. It has a dedicated area for news where you could even toggle and look at all of the news that's happening in the market, or also look at the stocks that you particularly own. So you just have to click portfolio news and it brings you to all of the stocks that you own as well. So it gives you up-to-date information for what's happening in the markets, and up-to-date information also for the stocks that you want to know more about. And similar to what's going on right now also, I'm sure you've tracked what's happening to MPI, that they increased their tender offer from 4.6 to 5.2. And if you want to know more, just have to click read more. It gives you bits and pieces of it as well. What's interesting also is that you can click see more, and it will give you a list of other news items already that's curated. So I think this is very important, especially if you own a set of stocks and you just want to track them and you want to see relevant information. And what's interesting about DragonFi and what it actually does is it shows you already as you enter your platform, as you go to the dashboard of DragonFi, all of the pertinent data as you start your day, as you start trading and investing. You see it, especially if there's news that may somehow affect the company, you get to see it quickly and readily in one area. Tip number 3 is that you need to have a dashboard that allows you to see all the relevant data when the market is open. I've been investing for over a decade in the Philippine markets, and I've seen it also how it is in global markets and for crypto dashboards. What's so interesting about DragonFi and looking at its platform right now, this entire trading dashboard, is it gives you a sense in one go all of the relevant information. If you want to actually trade, you can customize it the way you want. And similar to what I'm showing you right now, we have a portion of the financials tab right here with different stocks, and you get to also classify it based on what you want. But this is just one part of the window, and you get to see market depth, and you get to see also stocks that you actually own as well. Then also what I'd like to show you guys is this. The tech trader function shows you can have 3 charts side by side, and you can also customize it. You could use like daily candlesticks or 15-minute candlesticks, and then it shows you market depth. It's fascinating from a trader's point of view because you get to have different data points as well. It makes it easier to be able to have something that's customizable and something that has a lot of the relevant data that would help you as a trader and as an investor to be able to navigate and weave through the markets. Just looking at this entire platform and dashboard that DragonFi has also, it really compares with a lot of the foreign platforms that are available. As you can see, as how I was navigating through all of it, but as you saw me moving from one tab to another and looking at and trying out different functions as well, it gives you all of the data that you need in one particular place, in one particular platform. And I think that's what makes it a bit fascinating. And I think as an investor in a trade, it allows you to access data at the time that you need it and want it as well. I know I've showed you bits and pieces of the charts in DragonFi, but as a 4th tip, you need to know how to use charts. You need to know how to use technical analysis. I really believe that technical analysis is not a forecasting tool, but it allows you to see the range, and it allows you also to know what the trend is. It allows you to spot areas on where to buy, where to sell. It allows you also to know if it's at a point where it's high, close to the resistance, and it has the ability to somehow correct also. Knowing how to read the charts, I think, is one of the big advantages of retailers. It gives you the ability to be able to not speculate, but it allows you to have a firm conviction based on data that you have right in front of you. Now let's see how you can actually do that also, and how you can trade that by using DragonFi's platform. So we showed this area to you earlier, but I want to show you its chart surfer. So you could toggle through different stocks that you're actually watching, and for this example, we're looking at financials. And what's interesting about it is that you could easily just press buy, and then as you press buy also, a tab goes up and you can easily make the buy and sell execution from there as well. But if you want to dig in deeper also, you could click the chart function. You could start going on with how we do our technical analysis. Like for example, for Jollibee, you could start drawing your trend lines. You could draw certain areas right here, which could function as like your support, the area, and your resistance, and you could start plotting it from that. So you could look at other stocks as well. So look at Ayala Land, click the symbol Ayala Land. You could also start drawing the trend line also for Ayala Land as well. So you can see here, plot the trend line here. You could see it somehow. There you go. Then you could actually see how it looks from a trend line perspective and make an analysis from that. And from here also, you see that it's in a downtrend. And if it's in a downtrend, you try to avoid it until it starts reversing up. From the DragonFi platform is that you can easily press buy, and then if something pops up, then you could input the number of stocks that you could actually buy in one go. It makes it simple for you to be able to trade. It makes it simple also for you to be able to analyze But as you start analyzing and you want to execute, everything that you need is right there. You need charting to be able to analyze the trend. You need charting to be able to know when to come in and when to come out. But DragonFi allows you to have the tools to be able to do that. But not just that, the platform looks very sleek. The charting looks amazing. And I really believe it's a function that makes it easier for investors to be able to trade and invest as well. Lastly, you need to make technology work hard for you. When I started out, a lot of these online platforms weren't as sophisticated and were not as advanced yet. There were some functions that I had to manually execute and log in if I wanted to sell, if I wanted to actually transact and actually do something. What's so fascinating about DragonFi is that they have the tools to make it relatively automated already for you in a way that you could automate, or at least could plot your buying so that, for example, you're using technical analysis and you want to buy something, say, at 10 pesos. When it hits 10 pesos and you're not actually online, you get to miss it, or you'll have to physically log in for you to be able to do that. But now, because of technology, you have the ability to be able to plot your buys. But not just that, you also have the ability to also plot your sells. But not just the ability to plot your sells, you have the ability to plot your sell at a take profit level, where once it hits a certain number, a certain price that you've preset, it automatically makes a take profit for you. Or on the downside as well, if it goes down a certain price point, you have the ability also to cut your losses if you're the type of person who wants to trade, if you're the type of person who wants to get out of a losing position. I do believe that this is something that's game-changing also, especially for the Philippine markets, because investing and trading is emotional, as it allows you to already set the rules for engagement as you trade. You already predefined it that you want to buy here, you want to take profits here, or you want to cut loss here, so that as the market moves, either you're a businessman that's busy with your work, or you're an employee, or you're a professional, or a doctor, or you're a lawyer, you get to focus on what you're doing on the day. While you're busy, you get to focus on all of that. But in the same way, you don't sacrifice your trades. You don't sacrifice your parameters that you've actually set. You get to actually maximize your gains and also minimize your losses. And while you're using technology to work hard for you, you're also lessening your emotion along the way as well. To summarize everything that I talked about, you need to know more about the company that you're investing into. You need to be updated on the relevant news that's surrounding the companies that you're investing in, or at least researching in. Number 3, it's nice to have a dashboard that has everything you need when you're making the trade. Number 4, it's nice to use technical analysis in your trades. And number 5, it's so amazing if you have the ability to leverage technology to work hard for you so that you can automate things and have lesser emotions attached to it. Investing in the stock market is not get rich quick. It's something that requires patience, discipline, knowledge, and experience, and also the tools that could help you trade and invest with confidence. All of the tools that I showed you today in this video are all from DragonFi, one of the new and more technologically advanced platforms in the Philippines. If you want to know more about them, you want to research about them, or you want to start trading with them, check out the links down below for you to be able to actually start, so that you can also do your own due diligence. As for me, trying out the platform, I do believe that it's something that's advanced. I do believe that it's something that will benefit a lot of Filipinos who love to invest and leverage technology. So everything is in the description below. Check them out, DragonFi. And I hope that this video gave you tremendous value as you weave through the markets. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.